Okie dokie. I think we can get started. Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday. Hope you're all staying safe and dry today. Today, we're going to present the Study Abroad Training Series Part 3, Mastering Payments, Study Abroad Fee Collection and Procedures. We have with us Accounting Services and Financial Reporting, who will be doing their piece, and Student Business Services, who will be doing theirs. Just to kind of recap, this was a 4-part program training series that we were offering to staff and faculty. We have our last session coming up next week, Thursday, November 20th from 11:30 to 12:30. Lunch will be served for that event, so we do ask you to RSVP. If you go to our financial services training page, you can see the link to RSVP for that one. And then next Friday will be our Zoom session from 1:30 to 3. And it's just a little bit longer just because we did want to give some time for some Q&As and if you had questions from any of our previous trainings. And then if you did miss any of our previous last 2 trainings, you can go to our financial services YouTube channel, and you'll be able to view those previous 2 trainings on there, along with our trainings from, um, other previous, other departments from our team. And I will pass it on over to Jenny. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Sarah from Accounting Service and Financial Reporting. Today we walk through how ASFR support the study abroad program in set up and manage the liability accounts for the study abroad program that tracks student payments, deposits, and fund balance. Please note that some study abroad programs that are fully funded do not need a liability account. A liability account is only needed when we have to collect payments from the students. Whether you are new to this process or looking for a refresher, this session will guide you through the key forms, how to set up and manage liability account for study abroad program, how to monitor the study abroad fund balance in Titan Insights, and some reminders about the unused program funds. So right now we are in phase 2 and phase 3 of the study abroad timeline, and it's time for department to submit the required forms to ASFR so we can create a liability account to keep everything on track. So in PeopleSoft Common Financial System, a liability account is used to capture the financial transactions that related to the obligations. A liability account starts with digit 2, and for study abroad liability account, it follows the 6-digit format 2508XX or 2509XX. The study abroad liability accounts serve 3 key purposes: tracking student deposit, payments, and refunds, recording payments made to vendors, and monitoring study abroad balance by semester or term. Please note that the liability account is not visible in Titan Insight Dashboard, Revenue Expense Report, or Actual Detailed Transaction Report, but a separate dashboard is used for the study abroad liability account. To request a new liability account, the department needs to submit the job field request form by following the link. And once approved by ASFR and Budget Office, the new account is created in CFS within 2 business days. ASFR plays a key role in getting financial setup for study abroad program. So if your department has an existing account for the study abroad program, you can keep using it and no need to create a new one. But if your department need a new account for the new program, here's what we have to coordinate. First, job field request form. This form is initiated by the department to create the account in CFS. Next, CashNet item code request form is initiated by ASFR to create the deposit code for the study abroad program. And then the study abroad deposit form is provided by ASFR to the department office. We will walk through each form and what are they used for in the next slide. Here's a quick look at the job field request form. This is the first step in creating the new account in CFS. This form is filled out by the department and routed to the Adobe site for electronic signatures. Once approved by ASFR and Budget Office, everyone involved will receive an automatic notifications and then a new account will be created in CFS within 2 business days. ASFR also initiate the CashNet item code request form. This form is reviewed and signed by multiple departments, including accounting, budget office, student business service, SBS, and controller office. Once approved, SBS assigns the CashNet item code for the study abroad program. So why is this code important? Every study abroad program has its own CashNet item code. It's very important for processing student payments. So when the student make payments at the cashier office, they will be asked for the code to make sure the payments apply to the right program. If any updates change or you need to deactivate an existing code, please let us know as soon as possible. Keeping us in a loop, make sure everything runs smoothly and avoids mix-up of payments. Along with the required forms, we need to know who's the contact of the study abroad program. So when you submit the job field request form, please provide the following information like department name, contact person, phone extension, trip start day, and trip end date. So ASFR support a lot of study abroad programs. Having the right contact helps us to respond quickly when the questions comes up. This is an example of the CashNet item code. You see the code S2409 assigned to the CBE IRA Study Abroad program in Panama. It is posted to the account 250958 under Fund THEXT. And here is the deposit form for the study abroad program. So when the student is ready for the payments, please remind them to fill out the form. And this form is used for the study abroad program only, should not be used for other university deposit. So how does the deposit process work? Let's break it down step by step so it's easy to follow. First, departments submit the job field request form to Accounting Service and Financial Reporting ASFR to create the account in CFS. Then ASFR submits the CashNet item code request form to Student Business Service SBS. Then SBS creates the CashNet item code for the program. And then ASFR create a study abroad deposit form customized for the program. The student can use the form to make deposit at the cashier office. So this way, the student payments are tracked properly, and the department can keep an eye on the deposits and know where the balance stands. Now that we cover how the liability account is set up and used, we're gonna talk about how to monitor the study abroad fund balance in Titan Insights dashboard. Titan Insights offers several reports to monitor the liability account. So to access the Titan Insight, you need to log into your CSUF portal using your campus credential, and then it will navigate it to the Titan Insight dashboard. To make it easy to remember, to get started, you can go to the Share folder and then open the Finance folder. Inside the Finance folder, you can choose the Liability Accounts folder and you will land on the Liability Account dashboard. You can view the reports like Liability Summary Report or Actual Detail Report. To illustrate, this is the Titan Insight dashboard, and just click on the Liability Account dashboard so you can view all the details of the study abroad program. This is the Liability Summary dashboard where you can view all the study abroad program's financial transactions. To get started, you just choose the right fiscal year, accounting period, and the account number. You can leave the fund field blank if you don't have one, just entering the account works fine. So let's take an example for the account 250953 Study Abroad Program in Korea. Let's say your program kicks off in December 2025 and you start collecting the money in March 2025. Since March 2025 falls under fiscal year 2024, and now the trip start in fiscal year 2025, those deposit 8,500 was carried forward as the beginning balance of the current fiscal year 2025. So those deposit 8,500 was recorded in the prior year and now used in the current year for some activities like student refunds or vendor payments that bring the balance of the liability account to zero, meaning all funds were used as planned. Quick tip for you: at CSU campuses, a fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th, and if you see a negative balance, means you have available fund to use, and positive balance, that means you spend more than you have. After viewing the summary report, you can dig a little deeper to the actual transactions by clicking on the amount on the summary report, then drill down to the actual detail report. So, um, or if you prefer, you can head over to the actual detail tab over here and then select fiscal year, accounting period that you want to review. Once you are in the actual detail report, you can see all the breakdown of transactions such as student deposit, vendor payments, and refunds. If you want to save or share the report, just click on the three dot menu on the right hand side and download it in CSV or Excel format. Now we are in the actual detail report for the current fiscal year 2025 for the account 250953 Study Abroad Program in Korea. Here's what to keep an eye on. At line description column, you see the entry starting with DP. Those are check requests. At journal ID column, if you see entries starting with APV, those are account payable vouchers. And document source column, if you see PYB, those are prior year balance, meaning all remaining balance was carried over from prior years. This is the actual detailed report for the same account 250953 for the prior year, 2024. Here's something to keep in mind. Please select the accounting period 0 when you run the report so you can view the beginning balance that was carried forward from the prior year. And at the journal ID column, if you see entries starting with CRS, those are cash net deposit transactions, so you can keep track of the student deposit. If you head over to our website, you will find the liability account core guide that help you to read the summary or actual detail report for the liability accounts. This core guide is built for OBIE. However, the data and concepts apply to the Titan Insight as well. The layout might look a little different, but the key ideas are the same. So it's a super helpful resource for those who are new to this report. One thing we want to let you know that ASFR reconcile all the study abroad liability accounts. However, each department has your own reconciliation for um, the student payments and activities. Something helpful about our reconciliations is the liability account shows up at negative balance. However, we flip the side so it's easier to read. This is the reconciliation file for the account 250953 study abroad program in Korea. At the end of fiscal year 2024, there was a remaining balance of 8,500, and it was carried forward to the current fiscal year 2025, and those remaining balance was used for student refunds or vendor payments that make sure all funds are accounted for and used properly. So, sorry. Um, Next slide. So here's some reminders about the unused program funds. When the semester ends, please let us know right away. So that helps to prevent the leftover fund from rolling over to the next trip. And please double check all vendors have been paid so everything is squared away. If you see the negative balance in the liability account, that means you have the unused fund, and those unused funds need to be refunded to the student. So our goal at each term ends is to zero out the liability account so we can stay compliant and keep our record clean. That's all for our presentation. So we cover how the liability account set up and managed, monitor the fund balance in Titan Insight, and a few reminders about the unused program funds. ASFR is here to support you. So whether you have a new program or manage an existing one, any question, please reach out to us at asfr@fullerton.edu. Now I will hand it over to SBS.
Hi, this is Diana. I just wanted to go over the deposit process. The coordinator can supply the deposit form and make it available to the students. All of their payment options are available on this form. They can mail the payment with the form per the address listed here, or they can drop the payment with the form off at our Dropbox by window 10 in GH180. Uh, The form is definitely required with each payment in order to process the payment correctly. We do accept checks, money orders, and cashier's checks. No credit cards or cash will be processed. We can, upon processing the payment, we will send a receipt to the email listed on the form. So another reason it's important that that form be filled out and completely. After that, we are finished, but we have the information available. Reports on payments made to date or researching any specific payment can be made available upon request to cashiers at fullerton.edu.
Have any of you ever used CashNet or to collect credit card payments from for events or students? Bonnie, you have one. I'm going to pass it over to SBS so they can tell you a little bit about it, and we could also let me go to the screen.
Good afternoon. Hi, all. Dana just did the last comment where she only takes cash, cashier's check, or money order. With CashNet eMarket, y'all have an option to create an online storefront where you're able to collect credit card payments. That will require another eMarket form, which I'll be happy to help you guys fill it out. Once you guys finish that form and it's finalized, I'll provide you a URL where you could forward to the students who are involved in the study abroad or making a payment, and they could pay with a credit card. And then later on, if there's a need for a refund, we could refund the students a lot easier with a credit card versus issuing them a check.
Samir, is there a transaction fee for students to credit cards then, if we request that for them?
Actually, that's actually a good question. Thanks for bringing that up. Yes, there's a 2.65% convenience fee. The department may choose to absorb the fee or could pass it off to the students. Most departments pass it off to the students. And the convenience fee is non-refundable. And in the chat, I sent you all a sample study abroad storefront for the College of Humanities and Social Science. So they have something little here set up where the students will pay a deposit.
What if we requested it and we don't use it? Is there going to be any penalty to the department?
Oh, actually, that's another good question. Thank you, Julie. Actually, the e-market is free. We have an unlimited license, so we can create as many as you want. I would recommend that you would set up a generic one for your department and then have individual item codes tied to each storefront. If you look at the College of Humanities, you'll see they have many different trips. So yeah, so if you don't use it, that's not a big deal. We could save it. It always could be recycled, right? And then I'm gonna send you another storefront. We also could do conferences. I know we're talking about study abroad here, but we also could set up for your department a conference if you want to collect registration payments. Here's another example I sent you in the chat. Brenda, if you could be kind and click on that one. Yeah, so we could set these e-markets up. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'm the CashNet administrator, and I could assist you with setting up e-markets. I mean, it's nice to have them pay at the cashiers, but it's really more convenient if they could pay online because, you know, it's easier with a credit card and easier for refunding.
My other question
Sure.
My other question would be to how do we get the Titan insights, like the liabilities to show up? Because I logged into mine during the presentation and I don't see any of my liability accounts showing up on there.
It's you need to request CFS access request form and ask for the dashboard for the if you want to email asfr@fullerton.edu, will help you with the form. I can't remember at the top of my head. It might be a role name that we have to request for the liability accounts dashboard.
And then just so you also know, I know it was mentioned by the team at the in-person, these funds, as soon as they pay by credit card, goes directly to the account that it's associated with. Correct, Lynn? So there's isn't any having to transfer anything over. And then here's the website on the SBS. We put it in the chat as well. And I'll be sure to update the slides so that they could um, include that in there, so that you have access to the form. There's also, I dropped in there uh, kind of the e-market FAQs, like what it is, how you can use it. Sumi, remind me again what the turnaround time is to create a e-market.
Oh, that's a great question. So I know on our SBS website it says up to 30 days, but the forms needs to be filled out. I suggest anyone here in this meeting to fill out the form first. Reach out to me and I can help you fill out the form. It's like 4 pages. I've done it many times, and a lot of y'all will fill out the form and get really confused with all the questions. So it's best to reach out to me, fill out the form. We'll gather 3 signatures on your side and 4 signatures on the controller's office side. While all the signatures are being gathered, you and I will work on building the sandbox and finalizing the sandbox. Once the form is all signed up and the ink is dry, you just tell me to publish the website and I'll publish it. I'll provide you a new URL. So anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks. I mean, I've seen it as fast as 2 weeks, but it's how fast we communicate, how fast it gets signed off. A lot of times the holdup is the signature, because some departments, well, some of your department heads will not know what is this Adobe Sign signature form is for. So if everyone gives each other the heads up that the form is coming down the line, we get it up pretty quick, pretty quick.
Mhm. Any other questions?
Actually, Samir, just wanted to clarify for the e-market, we do accept credit cards. That's the one that incurs a fee, right? The 2.65.
Hi, Lynn, great question. So the credit cards and debit cards, they incur a 2.65% convenience fee. We do not take ACH payments online because of the collection issue, but mainly
We can also, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, credit cards and debit cards, 2.65%. And that
And then
fee is
you,
non-refundable.
but I know on ours, on our I'm so sorry, I'm like keep talking, but on our my God, I'm not present. On our
ASR,
ASFR e-market site, we do accept checking or savings account, and those do not incur a fee, right?
right, but you're the exception, Lynn.
Okay, so we don't advertise that. Okay,
No.
sorry. Okay, rewind. Delete
Yeah, because
the
Lynn, because you guys mainly deal with vendors, you have a working
yeah,
relationship with them,
yes.
so it's
Okay,
easier to
I'm sorry.
collect. Versus a
Okay, I'm
student,
sorry.
student is pretty tough to collect on. I mean, we do allow ACH payment if the payment goes to the student account. It's real easy to collect on that. But this is a offsite, so yeah, we only take credit cards and debit
Uh,
card.
Now I know. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, we have some e-markets like for events and facilities where these are huge deposits for like a wedding or a picture or whatever, but they have a working relationship with the vendor. Thank you.
Awesome. So today was about collecting money, setting up your liability accounts, and next week will be about closing. I did put the survey link in the chat. If you can get a chance to complete that, it will help us improve our trainings in the future. And next week we'll be closing out. So issuing refunds, closing out travel for yourself and students, and what that looks like. So stay tuned for next week. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
And
all
we'll
so much.
hang back a little bit if you guys have questions.
Thank you all.
Thank you.